Alright, we're back with this elk. I cut just a little bit here to adjust for the width of the difference there, and I got 4 fingers. That's what I measured it at before. I got the skull plate laying flat with this, parallel. Everything looks good. His antlers are laid back because he's bugling. What we're going to do now is do some clay work around here. Got to fill this in. What you do is you just fill this right on in. There's a lot of, when you cut your horn plates off of elk and deer, there's a lot of muscle right there. So you got to make sure that you get that. What I'm going to do is I'll fill this right on out here. Takes a lot of clay to do an elk. You could use plaster of Paris, but our fish filler, I've used fish filler before. What I don't want to do though is I want to get this thing mounted up today. I'm filling in here, getting that muscle. You don't want to bring clay up into here because that's where you want to be able to put your glue to hold your hide on there. Now, if you're a little bit off, that doesn't matter. I'm within 1/8 of an inch of my skull plate in the top here. I'll just blend that in with clay. But if it was too low or whatever, you'd put a little shim under there. See, this guy did his out in the field, and he actually did a decent job. I gave him a booklet before they left, and he did a pretty good job on this, taking care of it. The only thing was the hide was dirty, but then again, not a lot you can do about that. A lot of sand in it. It really dulled up my wheel on my shaving machine. And you can see how I'm just kind of packing that in there. And I'll smooth that out when I get my hide on there and everything like that. Like I say, this is commercial work. If it was show or museum, then you do things a lot differently. Couldn't afford to have it done that way though, most people. I'm what you call a working man's taxidermist. I do it to give them a good mount at a reasonable price. I've got a lot of repeat customers because of that. My philosophy is, and a lot of taxidermists don't agree with my philosophy, and I don't know why. But I wonder why I should make a lot more than the guy busting his butt in a factory, unless you just want to cater to high-end people. But I don't. I've worked for some high-end people, and sometimes they can be more trouble than what they're worth. But I'll do their work too, but they get charged the same as everybody else. I don't, just because they're high-end, I don't raise the price on them. But I'd rather see something mounted for a little less than have somebody take it home and not do it. I got a little piece of skin there. I'm going to get rid of that. I want to make sure that my glue sets on here. When that hide sets, I want that baby in there. So there we go. We got this baby about ready to go. You see that? You can see the eye there, the horns. Horns are set in there solid. You gotta make sure you get long screws in there. Line up your your skull seam here with the seam on your form. That way your antlers aren't cocked or whatever, and or off center. And make sure that you're square here also along the edges. You don't want to get them cocked one way or the other. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this baby back. I'll leave the nose open here because I don't want to do anything with that yet. I'm going to wait and see what I got to trim out of there. I'm going to clean off my table, get my hide, put it on here, see what the heck we got. In fact, I'll get that ready to go right now and see if we can I don't think we'll screw anything up, but we sure could. This will give us a nice shot to work on it right here. We'll go ahead and drape that over the hide over this, bring her down, and I'm not going to do any gluing around the head yet. I'll do that after I get my hide on there. I might put a little bit of glue on there, but now another thing that I want to tell you is on an elk hide, you can pre-punch them so you can sew it easier, or you can force your needle through there. I'm going to see how my hands feel today. Use artificial sinew. That's the best thing for this. It's strong, flattens out. It's all around. It's good thread for this kind of work. Okay. Well, we're still going here. Just got to bear with me just a second. I'm getting my needle threaded up, and we'll stick that baby right in there. I got that ready. Got my hide ready. But you know what? I haven't got my ears ready on my hide. So what I got to do is I'm going to do the Bondo method on them. In fact, I'll set this old boy down here. We'll get that Bondo going. And I'll get back with you here.